if I just had one person, if I just had one person that knew me and like wouldn't leave if they saw who the real me is, like that's enough.
For all the friendships of my childhood and my youth and you know, even as an adult, that had no boundaries, you know, like no psychological boundaries, emotional boundaries, like relationships of use, relationships of, you know, that were just really improperly ordered and things like that. So this friendship has always brought me back to Jesus.
In my mind, people are jumping out of vans and like running across the parking lot. Maybe not exactly, but just so excited to see each other.
You know, this friendship, like we were kind of talking about earlier, has been like tremendously important, right? And like I'm super grateful for it.
I am responsible to show the church, to show the world who God has made me to be. For so many years of wanting to hide that too, of wanting to be like, I wish I looked like somebody else, or I wish people didn't notice me as much, or I wish I wasn't me.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the SOLT podcast. It's always such a great joy to be here with you all. As always, I'm Sarah Soto. I'm with Father Brady Williams and Sister Maria Gemma of the Society of Our Lady of the Most Holy Trinity. How you guys doing today?
It is so great to be back with
Good.
y'all.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
This feels good.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
It is a good day. Yeah, can't argue that.
Right.
It's sunny in Texas, and it's always good.
Warming up.
The sun is
We
sunny.
need some rain, though.
We do need rain. Lord have mercy.
Man.
We do need rain. Do you remember the first time we met?
I do.
Do you
The first
really?
time
Yeah,
you met?
The very first day?
Yes.
What?
Wow.
Because you were working here at the bookstore. It was in the cafe.
Slinging espressos.
And I might have been trying to play the piano at that point. I
Trying
don't
was
remember.
key. Yes,
Yeah,
you were trying to play
Trying
the
is
piano.
key. That's a nice. Yeah, I was
Oh
trying.
man, it's a little early for that.
Yeah,
It's a little early.
But yeah, I was trying, and yeah, you came in. You were doing something for the cafe there.
Fiddling around.
Yeah, and I remember like the first words out of my mouth. I mean, how deep you want to go?
How many years ago was this?
Oh, 10.
No, it was more than that. It's probably 12 now.
Okay, yeah, that'd be
12
right.
years.
Yeah, 12 years ago.
Wow.
It's a lifetime for some.
That's
For young
impressive.
people.
Because they get what? I think we were talking about because one of the SOLT priests was here. He was in town around that time.
Mhm.
He was resident here for just a little bit.
Yeah.
And he was talking to you about the plan of life.
Ah,
That was the first time you got introduced to it.
yes.
And having gone through it in novitiate,
right.
I was like, okay, we're talking about what's he telling? What do you know about it? You know.
And so for plan of life is in the short. It's a SOLT priest.
Well, it was developed. It was started with the Jesuits. The
Ah.
Jesuits had this sort of understanding, right, that God, He has a plan in your life, and He's forming you in this plan your entire life through your life experiences.
Right.
But one of our priests, Father Santan Pinto, was my novice servant. God rest his soul. He died by about 2000 and passed away in 2012, if I remember correctly. But he really developed it.
Right.
You know, he really, really developed it, and then was giving this to all kinds of people who were wanting to know, you know, what is God's plan in my life? What mission did He have for me to accomplish just for Him?
Yeah.
That's basically in a nutshell.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really cool to never have been. So I didn't grow up around religious. I mean, for context, we had one priest at my childhood parish my entire life. I mean, he was there, I think 30 years or something. I mean, so I didn't have any real like exposure to, to religious, and certainly to more than one priest. And so it was very, very limited. And so, I mean, I could tell the whole long story, but I was working in the oil and gas, super secular. I mean, living secularly, and I hadn't fully made my way back to the church. I think I was like testing the water a little bit,
Putting that toe in.
Yeah, it feels fine. Water looks fine from here. Throw you in. And next door happened to be Our Lady of Corpus Christi, which is where we're broadcasting from. Beautiful retreat center, and just one of my favorite places in the whole world. And I got convinced to come over for Ash Wednesday Mass here, and it took convincing, because I had pretty much no interest in going to Mass other than the occasional Sunday at that point in my life. And my aunt called me up and she said, "You want to go to Mass next door with me?" Why would I want to do that? And she said, "Well, it's Ash Wednesday, and I will take you for sushi if you go with me afterwards." And
I'd be in.
Right? And so I was like, "Wow, yeah, sure, I'll go." And,
For the sushi.
Totally.
just a little. I mean, it's really what's it called? It's an Easter egg, I think, for people who have known the society for a while. But I showed up, and the main celebrant for the Mass was Father Dan Estes, and there were 2 concelebrants, Father Bob Cronin and Father Don McHugh. So one of our, just absolute legends, I think, is the best way you can describe it. And I had never seen a Mass concelebrated. I'd never seen a Mass with 3 priests before, and I had never in my life heard such a convicting, beautiful, and like loving and merciful, which I think is a really good description for most of Our Lady's priests in the society. It's just convicting, merciful, loving, and I was kind of like, I'm interested in this. I want to be here. I think I came back the next day, and another one of Our Lady's priests, Father John Patterson, was around, and he blew me away. I actually decided I would go to confession, and then the confession that I had with him was like deeply, it was very, very tender. It was very loving. It was just like the prodigal son, right? Like it was just like open arms, and then he like talked to me like I was a normal person afterwards, which is I was not expecting. And it was just, it was a great gift for me. And so I became a daily communicant after that. And I couldn't stop coming to Mass, which I never thought would happen. And then as people do here at Our Lady of Corpus Christi, I meandered over to the beautiful bookstore and Developing Cafe. At the time, it was in the works. The Sister Lucina
up and coming.
Up and coming.
And you were like, give me a job? Like,
no, actually, no.
No, give me a coffee.
Now hiring?
Before my sushi.
No, I was like, well, at that point, shout out to Lighthouse Catholic Medias, but I was coming over here and buying all these Lighthouse Catholic Media CDs. Music is a huge, it's profoundly important part of my life, as you well know.
Of course.
Not that we exchange like Spotify songs on a regular basis or anything. Some people just can't wait to be listening. And so anyway, I stopped listening to music, not because I stopped liking music, but because I couldn't stop intaking information about the faith. And I had really that desire sparked in me from being around Our Lady's priests, right? Again, so this is brand new exposure to religious. And then one of the SOLT sisters, was running the bookstore at the time, Sister Lucina, God rest her soul.
Yeah.
And so I was showing up a lot. I think hanging around.
Yeah, you were.
And that's when I met a couple of my very, very dear friends. And
is that when you all met?
So it's
that's by the time
I'm about to get there.
Yeah,
and then
the build-up.
I know.
I know. So then, how did I meet you again? I know. And so, so I think I was hanging around enough. To where, I had gotten to know a few friends around, and Sister Lucina was like, I really could use some help. They're letting me hire someone. And I was like, I am so interested in taking a 75% pay cut. I would love to work here. That's great.
Light one up.
Sold.
Here's my application.
And so it was just kind of, And so I started working here, and it was, I was like at a bookstore, and I was kind of like, I was so, just interested in everything related to the faith, that I was so happy to be there. And I didn't think at the time, wow, I'll get to spend so much more time with religious, and that makes me really cool, which obviously it does. But I met you. I thought you were pretty cool. You're definitely more rough around the edges than you are now, but just a bit.
It does. You're kind of coming out of the world, not sure about all this, but you could tell you were growing. It was like you were soaking it all in, and it was really, really cool to see you doing leaps and bounds.
Lots of weird questions. Had lots of weird questions for the priests around, and so I was working in the cafe, and we were trying to. I was trying to learn on this vintage espresso machine at the time, and the idea was that we'd have a a pop-in cafe, but it ended up just being the sisters would come over from the administrative building, and I would make them lattes. And so I got to become friends with some of the sisters.
Learn how to do the foam and make objects and things in it.
Right. Actually, I worked on an Our Lady with some stars around her. It's very abstract. But, it was really bad. I have a picture of it.
It was very abstract.
It was very abstract. You could tell if you really squinted. But
if you really squinted.
Anyway, one day this priest walks in and sits at the baby grand piano. Is that right? There's a baby grand piano in there?
I want to say grand baby piano. I don't know. I have no idea the distinction, but
okay.
Grandbaby sounds like something my mom,
don't want to get it wrong.
Would say when I bring the kids over. My grandbabies. My beautiful brother's little piano. Awful. So the priest comes in and is practicing piano, trying to play piano, and I'm thinking like, wow, there are so many people in the society that have so much talent, right? I had been exposed to a lot of genius.
This is not one of them.
And so
don't quit your day job.
You're very talented, Father.
Yes. And then I offered. I remember very specifically when I think I had the espresso thing down, and I offered the priest a latte. I said, "Can I interest you in a latte?" And now I know in context, because that priest is you and my very good friend.
Wow.
That I should not offer you lattes at like 3-4 p.m. That's not your jam. But I think you accepted it. Maybe because you really wanted one, but also because
I don't remember being like a coffee snob. Although living in Italy for 10 years, I know the difference of what
it was like 4 p.m.
Because it was so late in the day.
Keep
It was
you
late
up
at
at
night.
night. Holy hours early the next day. I know the end. And
I want to see what friendships are like in Our Lady Society. Hey, well, I did live in Italy. Although I'm not a coffee snob.
Chaos.
I have had your coffee. Thanks for serving me.
Everybody knows.
Hey,
You
would you
do
like some Old
cappuccino in the
Folgers?
morning,
Oh, yeah.
latte in the early afternoon, and
they
maybe an espresso at night.
Yeah, they look at you
That's
crazy if you order a cappuccino at 10 p.m.
They
Crazy.
do. Yeah.
That's
Like,
against the Italian rules. Yeah.
Madai.
You're not a
They
coffee
say.
snob. You drank my latte that I made, and I mean, I'm not really sure. Like, I couldn't tell you all the details of how we got from that point to the friendship that we have now. But yeah, it's been it was very. I will say this. It's been a very like natural friendship. Like there wasn't ever a time where I was like, gosh, I've got to act a certain way or be a certain way or hold back my concerns or tears or sorrows or about what's going on in my life, or I have to hide something from this priest because he's I know exactly how you're going to react when I say this, but he's so holy. I can't approach him with like my real self, you know.
Okay, how am I going to react?
You're gonna be like, yeah, I'm not holy, but
Exactly.
no, I just meant like it was just very real, like from day one. And even though it was not like we were best friends overnight type of thing, but yeah, I mean, it's been over over a decade of like and I've gotten married, right? In that time, I've had children in that time, and I've traveled and moved places in that time, and you traveled a ton and been novice master, and now you're director of the retreats here, and it's been a lot of ups and downs. I mean, deaths of friends, right? Deaths of families. It's in all the while, this friendship, like we were kind of talking about earlier, has been like tremendously important, right? And like I'm super grateful for it, and it's really, really wonderful. But I think one of the most precious things about it is that like it's been very healing, like I mentioned a while ago, because of, even though like I said just a few minutes ago, you too were some of the very first people, I mean within the first like 5 to 10 people that I contacted after my daughter was born 8 months ago, right? And I'm talking like hospital bed, right? Like texting a picture of my baby.
I was waiting.
Yeah, well,
I tried.
You are her godmother, so it makes sense.
I know. But like, it was late. It wasn't that late, but
It was
for a
late.
sister, I was like, I was really
yes.
trying to push myself, and I was like, I'm awake, I'm praying. I was praying so much, and I fell asleep. But then I woke up and I saw the message. I was only like 10 minutes late, but still,
Wow.
I was happy to be right away.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you I fell asleep, but true confession.
Well, I saw you who was not awake and did not wake up 10 minutes after. Is this guy?
I definitely was
I
asleep.
got a text at like his normal 5-6 a.m.
Good
morning. Congratulations. He was not up all night, but I know that he was praying. Actually, he came over to see me before we to see my husband and I before we left for the hospital the evening
awesome.
before. Yeah, it was great. It was
Really?
It's really
oh my gosh,
Wow.
it was so beautiful. That's the kind of like closeness and friendship. Like I was in early labor, but I was in labor, and like actually you and another good showed up. How many people can say that they were like, excuse me, just 1 second, I need to have a contraction. I mean, it's like, but at the same time that the closeness is like, so like, it's so rich, it's so deep, and it's so real. There, like I was trying to, I mean, there are boundaries and like optics and, just a profound respect for each other's vocations and for our friendship and right for my marital relationship and for the work that you do for your ministry, that those boundaries and how they've never faltered and never been questioned, never brought into question, and never made me wonder like, am I are you just really good and holy boundaries. They've been so healing for all the friendships of my childhood and my youth and even as an adult that had no boundaries, like no psychological boundaries, emotional boundaries, like relationships of use, relationships of, that were just really improperly ordered and things like that. So this friendship has always brought me back to Jesus.
Yeah.
It's always brought me back to the Lord.
Well, and that's the foundation, right? You're wanting the other person really to grow in holiness and to grow in their faith and in Christ-like life. I mean, if that's the basis, then it's all good. And the boundaries and proper relationships, it's going to be properly ordered that way.
It's just so special about our community, like that we have. It's not so cheesy, but like that we have each other. And I remember coming to our assembly the first time I was an aspirant. I think we like road trip down from North Dakota, and I know
that's a long day.
It was a long drive.
Right? 2 12-hour days.
Yeah, had some audiobooks, had some
silent
what
kind of car games?
Don't worry about it. There's boundaries.
I Spy with My Little Lie.
Boundaries.
I need the playlist.
Anyways,
okay, all right.
Anyways, I just remember coming and seeing. I mean, of course, like what you first see is going to seem very dramatic and but I remember like in my mind, people are jumping out of vans and like running across the parking lot. Maybe not exactly, but just so excited to see each other after a year of being away. And I was like, when you come to like our assembly and there's over 100 or so people there, and you know about 4 who you've spent the last year with, I was very overwhelmed.
Oh yeah.
And like relationships are really important to me, but I just remember thinking, I hope I have friendships like this in this community someday. Not that I didn't have people at that time, but I just remember thinking, everybody, it's like walking into your first day of high school or something. Everybody here knows each other.
Except it's a family reunion.
Except it's a family reunion. You're like, but I'm in this family, but I don't know all the family. Yeah. So I just remember thinking that, and I don't know, it's neat to like come to the assembly now, or just come to like a holiday now and think like, wow, like these actually are my people. The Lord like bridged all of these relationships together. And it doesn't mean that I have to be at a super intimate level with everyone, but just that it was so important to our founder and so important to like just how we live out our spirituality like on a team, and that we really are like a part of things together. So like I don't know what year I met you.
Yeah, I can't remember either. Point. Yeah, you probably were maybe when you came from novitiate.
Probably.
Was it down here, Corpus Christi? Yeah. When you came from novitiate, I think that's what I'm guessing. I can't remember.
Did you watch them like enter live on the internet in Seattle? Do you remember that?
Yeah, of course I remember.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me.
My novitiate entrance, yes.
Do you remember?
Slips my mind. Yeah. Yes.
No, I mean, do you remember that, or do you know that like we were all were you on like a road trip? I think you were on a road trip with your novices at the time, and you guys were like watching. I was watching. Oh. No, maybe I was on a road trip. I was definitely watching on a phone while someone else was driving, and the phone was like propped up. Yeah. Let me be clear.
Safely.
Not watching and
I'm
driving.
glad you clarified that. I was
yeah.
I just
so in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, even though we hadn't met yet, like because you're entering into the family, we're all like, it's like what it's like someone that you love is getting engaged, getting married, and
it really is.
You're like watching from like YouTube or it's like someone streaming, or you're FaceTiming a family member, and you're like, yay, they're in, and even though we
cheering for us, like cheering for the person, like it's like it's just like built in.
So that was your entrance into novitiate?
My entrance in novitiate in Seattle, but then that summer I moved. So we entered novitiate, and then probably went home for a little bit. I moved here, so that's probably when it began.
What year was that? Or how long ago was that?
2020. I know.
2020.
They grow up fast. Yes.
That's not what I was thinking. What a year to.
Yeah. I know. There's, so much happening that year. So yeah. So we must have met somewhere in there.
Gosh.
I don't know when we met. It's kind of cool. I just kind of woke up one day and I was like, wow, look, I have great friends. That's not how it happened.
It's kind of like, it is kind of like that. Yeah. Especially in community life.
I remember in novitiate, you and the novices you were with came over, like every time you'd come over, we'd play a game. And some people aren't game people, but I'm a big game person. And I remember thinking like, wow, this priest is really into it. It's not just like
was it Blockbuster?
Yes. Oh yeah. I still remember how it ended. I don't know if we don't need to go there, but I just remember it was good. It was good. We're still friends. But I just remember it wasn't
that tone made me realize how it ended.
Somebody won, somebody didn't.
It could have gone. It could have gone different ways, but anyway, we'll leave that behind.
Somebody won, somebody didn't.
It was just it was authentic and it was normal, and I was like my family likes to do things like this, and it's yes, being competitive, being silly, having fun. It's wow, we can laugh together. But 45 minutes earlier, we were praying Vespers in our chapel together, so it's like everything goes, and everything just as I've grown in authentic relationships, it's crazy because it's really given me more permission to be more myself, think that this part of my personality or this way that I express my relationship with Jesus, all of this matters, and it doesn't mean I have to be exactly like you or exactly like you or exactly like the other sisters. I remember at a point in my formation when I had that awareness of I belong here amongst all of these sisters. I, Sister Maria Gemma, belong as I am, with permission for the Lord to soften my rough edges and to bring virtue out and make me holier, and please God, make me a saint. But it was no, I belong. And then these relationships really pull that out of me. And I think that's such a gift that we've been entrusted with, and a responsibility too. I am responsible to show the church, to show the world who God has made me to be. For so many years of wanting to hide that too, of wanting to be I wish I looked like somebody else, or I wish people didn't notice me as much, or I wish I wasn't me. And so then to be in community and to be formed in prayer and community life and just our disciplines, and to think no, Jesus has called me. Jesus has called me to be a saint. Jesus has called me to be his bride. And who I am is not just enough, but belongs here. So that's been super healing. It's been, you can't say that about every relationship. And they're not perfect, but it's been wonderful.
Well, certainly our community is not a cookie cutter.
No.
What binds us together, of course, is a common charism and spirituality. Mm-hmm. But there isn't two people that are alike, really. People are different, which is what's the beauty in community life, right? That's the challenge, is that because each person is unique and different, there's the gift that's there, and also for the other person, it's going to be the challenge, because if you're your authentic self, and you're giving the authentic gift of yourself to the Lord, and the other person is, then we can enrich each other. Otherwise, it's just competitive, like the Blockbuster game.
Where'd that game come from?
Somebody gave it to me, I think.
No, it was based on...
Somebody gave it to me for Christmas,
I bought it for him.
Oh, okay. It's the old video store in the 90s?
I'm trying to remember who it was.
It was a store you used to... Okay, anyway, it was very exciting to go on a Friday night. If people don't understand that, they're really missing something about the goodness of life. I will say this, that thinking about the... our spirituality being the center of, right, our way of living and coming together with the three different branches, there's very... just to piggyback off what she said, I used to do a lot of hiding in my friendships. I used to avoid, I remember, and it was a huge revelation for me, which probably sounds crazy to a lot of normal people, but I was probably 21 or 22 years old when my oldest friend that I had known the longest was like, hey, you can tell me when something's bothering you, right? Nothing bothers me? What are you talking about? She's like when you're angry or hurt or sad, you can talk to me about it, right? You know that I'm here to listen. I don't get angry. I don't worry about stuff. What are you talking about? I mean, I wasn't being silly. I really was I don't experience those emotions. That's why I don't talk about them. And so I didn't even know, at that time, although, that was a long time ago. I was not 22 recently. I'll tell you that.
12 years ago. 20 years ago.
I remember it. I mean, it was such a weird thing for her to say to me at the time, but now having had so many properly ordered friendships in the context of we're all trying to be holy, trying to get to heaven, it's very natural for me now to and maybe it takes a little bit of, hey, how's it going? You know, like, how's it really going? You know, we've talked about this before,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe all three of us, but it's very natural for me to be able to just outright tell you with like tremendous vulnerability something that I or my husband and I or like my children and I are struggling with. Like I can't. I mean, what was it last week? I was like, Mondays are really hard, you know, in the transition from having my husband like and his full attention and time on the weekend to him being locked and loaded in work, and me with the kids. Like Mondays are just tougher, right? And I was having what mean mommy day. Like I was just like, stop talking to me, no more questions, you know, like no more questions, Your Honor, please. It was very, I think, had I become a mother or had I entered into my vocation like that at that point in my life, I wouldn't have even have known something was bothering me, because I was just, I don't even know if stuffing it down was the right thing. It was just like, it was like flatlining. My heart was, I mean, it was, like my heart would flatline, you know, in those deep emotion moments. And then to have both of you and, you know, several other close friends. I mean, you two are really, really high up the list. And I don't want to undermine that, but I mean, to have friendships in a society where not only is it natural for me to be vulnerable and to express like what I'm actually feeling, but to be able to be so authentically myself, to be so comfortable in who God made me to be, in this in the context of, you know, like what He's called me to do and how He's called me to be a saint. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing that I not only can identify, you know, those like more difficult emotions, but it's very easy to share them with you all, you know, and that's because, you know, we serve on teams in the society. We're on a team together and we're not. And so it's like, but you're on the team in my heart, the team of my heart.
You're on the SOLT podcast team.
Yeah. Perhaps one of the best teams in the universe, some might say. But yeah, it's so funny. I think, you know, one minute we are playing Blockbuster, the board game, you know, and another minute we're like, let's take a road trip to historic Goliad to see a battle reenactment, a real thing that happened.
Real thing.
I missed that invitation.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Or you're coming over to my house, right? And we're having coffee, and my kids are running around like maniacs, or well, one of them's running around like a maniac at this point, but or you're like the godparents to my children, or whatever the context is. Like it's just the friendship is realer than any friendship that I thought was possible before I had these very real and authentic friendships. And that's like we've been saying, it's very healing, but it's also just like flippin' awesome.
Yeah.
You know.
Have you ever heard of it's 5 Dysfunctions of a Team?
No.
Patrick Lencioni, he wrote this book. I don't remember how I got introduced to it. Oh, he was doing the Amazing Parish here in the Diocese of Corpus Christi like 10 years ago.
Oh.
And anyway, people in our community took up this book as, this is about teams. You know, hey, let's look at this. Maybe, you know, so you look at what you don't do well, your 5 dysfunctions, of course, to help you to get to the what really functions as a team. Of course, this is looking more at you know, maybe the secular world or whatever, or trying your goal is whatever your job is or whatever your company is doing, but you apply it in somewhat different way. But anyway, what I was getting to, the very bottom basics of this triangle that he comes up with is trust. You know, that trust has to be at that foundation of the relationship that you have. So like when you're talking about your vulnerability, like if you don't have the trust, you're not going to be vulnerable. So there won't be real conflict in order to be able to grow. Yeah, it's really neat because we do, and the conflict is not just arguing for arguing's sake, but it's to help us to get to be better. It's to help us to grow, you know. And there are conflicts that come up in relationships, but they're more easily overcome.
Never in these relationships.
No, never. But when they do, then they're much more easy to overcome,
right,
because of the level of trust.
Yeah.
You know the person has your back,
right?
Even if sometimes they have to say, "Hey, you know,
like
to correct or whatever." Right?
How many people in our world can say about even their closest friend that they have, I know that when they speak to me or about me, with me, there's no ill intent, ever. They never have it out for me, ever.
Ulterior motive of trying to get something, or.
But how many people want that? You know, like it's like, that's, I don't know. I was just sitting here thinking, like we're so blessed. We have all these great relationships, and we do. but also just like, I don't know, it's like the cry of every heart. Like, I just want
Right.
somebody to know me. I just want somebody to see me. And so I think it's neat too how like this is, because so many things are not real or not authentic, not fulfilling now. And so people are like, if I just had one person, if I just had one person that knew me and like wouldn't leave if they saw who the real me is, like that's enough. So I don't know. I was just sitting here and I was thinking, it's like, but what about like the whole church and the whole world, outside of our community or our immediate experience of like people who are seeking to have relationships like this also. I shouldn't even say like this also, like a Christ-centered relationship, a
Right.
Christ-centered friendship or marriage or like parent-child relationship, anything. And just like, how is Jesus fulfilling that desire, and how hard it is to wait for that to be, like, people always talk about like it's so hard to wait for a spouse or hard to know what your vocation is, but it's hard to wait for friendship too. Like, I remember being a younger adult, I don't know where I fall, a younger adult, and not when I lived in Indiana, and I loved my job, I loved the community I was serving, and I really saw purpose in what I was doing in ministry, but I didn't feel like I had a friend in town, and I just like longed for it so much. And it was really like this backdoor intercession of Padre Pio. I wasn't praying a novena to him or anything. A priest prayed with me with a relic of Padre Pio, and he said, "Oh, I want to keep praying with you. There's something going on here." And I was like, I don't know. And all that came to my mind, I was like, I could have
What is
prayed.
going on
I
here?
could have prayed for like a physical healing, or for something in my family to be restored, or for this
World peace.
right? And what did I think? What did I say? I was like, I just want a friend. And I just broke down crying, and I was just like, and then like he just continued to pray. And then a couple of
Wow.
weeks later, I started, one of the teachers at the Catholic, I worked at a parish, and one of the teachers at the Catholic school and I started eating lunch together. She was like, "You're a young adult who is serious about her faith. Me too. Do you want to eat lunch?" So we would eat
Was it that dry?
right.
Oh, did it-
No, listen.
I think
It
it's
was-
like you have a green crayon, I have a green crayon. You want to color together?
Yeah. But it was just like,
Sugar water.
I didn't see it that time as like, oh, this is going to be a great friendship. But she's one of my best friends
She
now.
asked
And
for sugar.
looking back, I'm like, oh, Padre Pio interceded for me there to give me a friend. And I thought it was such a small thing. And so like, I could have asked for the world. But it's like, but this is
That's
I
the
feel
prayer of your
loved.
heart.
It was prayer of my heart.
Yeah.
It's amazing what we can do when we feel loved. Like, I felt so empowered in this friendship and so loved. And so like, I wanted to learn more I wanted to be better, because I now had this wonderful friend who saw Christ in me and who I saw Christ in. Like, I just wanted to be holier, so we see that in our vocations, but I know people see that like in their relationships too, like that person who drives you to be holy, but like just to be authentic, which is holy. If we're being authentically who we are, being set apart, like that is being holy. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the cry of everyone's heart.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough enough in this world. I mean, talking about working. I mean, it's not right. You're working for the church, and you're longing for a friend, and there's so many people who wish they were working for the church that I'm in a secular job. I don't see purpose in it. I there was a point in my life, I'm speaking from experience, where I had a secular job. It was post cafe work. I had a secular
didn't make
job.
enough.
Yeah.
As you go, the
Needed that
sisters were not tipping well
75%
enough. Yes.
increase in
We don't have
pay.
any
We're
money
gonna
to
have it
tip, so you were left high and dry.
Tips?
You don't
Tips
do a
anyone?
cost
Tips?
of living raise for the
Yeah.
cafe.
Yeah.
I was working at a secular job, and I was really like, gosh, I want to work for the church. Like and a priest, a very wise priest, was like, so few people actually work for the church. There are far more Catholics than there are positions of employ,
Yeah.
in the church.
yeah.
And so you've got to, what is that? Grow where you're planted, okay, fine. But for me, I think it would just having these friendships develop, like even through secular jobs, I think has been obviously, like I'd say obviously, it's been one of the greatest blessings of my life.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking of a lot of conversations I've had with other with friends that are not members of the society, and especially moms who are trying to raise their children faithfully, which like God bless a woman and a man who are married, who are raising children who don't have religious around all the time. It's so hard, but you all in your presence and your witness, your vocation, make the tremendous joy and blessing / burden of being like a like caring for children, caring for a home, and being married. Like it's a lot, right? Like it's constant pouring out of self, right? Like constant 24/7. There's not like I think I'll take a day off from this, like I mean, what I don't get a vacation like from being a mother, and nor do I want one. I just, in that you all you make the yoke very bearable in so many ways. And it's been, I mean, just first of all, your prayer as religious for my family has kept us out of, I think, what many other married couples endure it as great darkness, like in the laying down of one's life, right? Like in early marriage, it can be a big wake up call for a lot of people. And like, what have I done? Like, it's like,
what have I myself into?
You are not my boyfriend anymore. I am not your girlfriend. And just so like, I think it's help us circumvent a lot of that darkness. I mean, there obviously have been a lot of challenges, right? Like getting married older in life, and just like, I'm sorry, what I've got to bend to what now? It's just not my will all the time. But so your prayers have been like irreplaceable, invaluable. I mean, yeah, just carried us through the birth of our 2 children thus far, and into almost 5 years of marriage. And I mean, it's just been, I mean, you celebrated our wedding mass. You were present at our wedding. Were you you were a novice, right?
I was. Yes.
So they grow up so fast.
They grew up so fast. I was just a novice. Yes. Look at us now.
But it's not just a prayer, right? It's like my son does not, I mean, our daughter's only 8 months old, but our 3-year-old, like, he doesn't know a life without religious. He doesn't know, for him, like, let me put it to you this way. I saw a video not that long ago of probably a 23-year-old man who approached a religious sister, and he's recording, right, to like for internet clout, I think they call it. And he's like, I didn't know y'all was real. I didn't know. I never. This is a full blown nun right here. I didn't know this was real, y'all. Like, this is for real. This is not a costume. And so, like, while that's like funny, at the same time, like, my son and my daughter are going to have real, authentic friendships, relationships, and spirit, like people who can guide them spiritually and who will guide them spiritually, not just their godparents who are religious, but just your presence, like the way you carry yourselves, the way you speak, the way you teach and disciple him. I mean, it's been like the greatest gift. Like, I wish so obviously it's like we're living in a very imperfect world, but if I could bestow one gift to every married couple and their children, it would be friendship and relationship with religious. And particularly, right, like my community. And it's just like, if I could give the gift of the society to, and what it's been to my family, what it's been to my life, what it's been to my vocation and my husband. I mean, there's nothing, I mean, aside from the Holy Eucharist, aside from the sacraments, the greatest, and my husband, like the greatest gift of my life, just the presence of Our Lady's priests and sisters in the context of, like you were talking about, like what were you saying earlier about like your vocation being strengthened, and like talk about my vocation being strengthened through your friendships and your presence. I mean, it's
something I kind of intuited. It wasn't directly told to me when I entered in Our Lady's Society, or when I came down as an aspirant, when I went down to Belize, and there was a couple who they weren't able to have children for various circumstances. They were fairly newly married, but they wanted to give their life, just want to spend a year or two in service to others. So they were there along with a bunch of volunteers. We were in our early 20s, and but they really were striving to live their marriage and to be close to Christ. And what I just sort of intuited is that the more that they were striving to live that authentically, the more it encouraged me to live out my vocation that I felt I was called to be a priest. That's why I kind of received, I think, sort of clarity on my vocation. It didn't, it's like, oh, I want to go get married. It's like, no, it actually strengthened my own and it still does. Like when
Mhm.
you're living your family life, and you're trying to raise your kids to be holy and to be saints, and you're sacrificing yourself for your husband. It's like that encourages me to want to be a better priest, a more faithful priest, a more self-giving priest.
Mhm.
And and I hope vice versa. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Yes.
me trying to live holiness.
That's the thing.
So
It's just
totally,
like,
and the same with the
yeah.
sisters, right? Is
Well,
like
you just
the
hear
more you
like,
live yours, the more it strengthens me.
right, right. Like you see how somebody is living out their life, is following Jesus, enduring suffering,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, oh, wow. Like I, I want to, I want to respond as generously as this person is responding. Or to hear you say about your children growing up around religious, like I think about students that I've taught, your children, other people whose life I get to be a part of. Like people can look at you and think like, wow, she's really holy. And like, when you said that, I was like, oh my gosh, what a responsibility, what a privilege, but what like to be a part of somebody's life and to be like spiritually guiding somebody, spiritually mothering somebody, to get to be a mother to not just who would be like biological children, but a spiritual mother to everybody.
Yeah.
Wow, like I must be strengthened. I must be strong in my prayer life, and I must be
Mm.
strong in my identity and in my vows. Like I
Yeah.
must be poor and chaste and obedient and
Yep.
strive to do that perfectly. Like I'll never do it perfectly, but I can't give up. I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
stop. But like the persevering is what will make me who God's made me to be. And if I want to be a fruitful mother, I must give it all. Right?
Yeah.
Like you do in pregnancy and childbirth and raising your children, like you give it all. Like we have to too.
Yeah.
Everyone has to.
Yeah. I mean, my son adores both of you. I mean, he adores you. He talks about you both
Wait a
constantly.
minute. Wait.
He's
wait,
so
yeah,
excited to,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Do I know what I mean? Do I know what you mean?
How Brady's like adores.
Yeah, wait,
He loves you both
Yeah.
so
clarity of
so
words,
much.
please. But no,
He likes you guys somewhat. Is that better? I mean, he really does. He loves you both exactly as you are, right? Like he doesn't have any like context for like judging
Mhm.
either one of you about the way you look or the way you speak or the way anything, right? Like he has no. I mean, he's 3, and so he loves you both so much, and I just know I can see it in him. I mean, I can see as he grows and becomes more curious about the habits that you wear or the what you're doing in the liturgy. Like he's already started to ask questions, right, about the things that he sees you doing. I mean, around in liturgical context and with prayer and things like that. And so it's
Really
just,
neat.
I mean,
Yeah.
when I first started like venturing out on my own, more often to mass, just he and I, when he was, I don't know, maybe like 10 months or so, we're sitting pretty close up, and Father Brady celebrating mass. And he started to talk pretty early, but I mean, it's like he's shouting, Brady, Brady, because he couldn't say Father or Brady. And I was like, you've got to start calling him Father. Like, I'd rather you just call him Father than just Brady. No, Brady, party of 2. I mean, he just,
So 1.5. You got to start saying Father Marie.
And do you remember when he would see you? He would put his forehead to your forehead every time he would see you. Like, and I don't know why. I mean, he didn't really do that to him, but he would always go straight for you to put his forehead on your forehead. He was
That's really
a
sweet.
little, chunky, pudgy.
Headbutt.
Yeah. But it was tender.
Yeah,
it was like a
no,
very
it was.
tender thing that he did. And so like he's whatever God has called him to do and be in his life, or however long his life is to be, like he'll know from the earliest memories of his life, people who are faithfully living out their right, like their commitment or their vows to or promises to be chaste and to be poor and to be obedient. And that example for him is, it's not, you can't replace it with anything else. There's nothing on God's green earth. No amount of money, no amount of fame, or no amount of success or anything could ever replace like the spiritual motherhood and fatherhood that he has. And like I said, I mean, I can't reiterate enough what a great gift it is in the context that we have, like in SOLT, like in this society, we, like serving together, right? Like whether that's on a mission or whether that's like in friendship and, or on a team or whatever it is, like it's the it's the most authentic I feel like I've ever been in my life. And part of me was like, maybe it's just because I'm getting older and I'm like less comfortable trying to like put on a show for other people. But it's our friendships that have allowed me to really like, yeah, like spiritually lean, right? Like on my friends here that, yeah, I just, money can't buy that kind of goodness.
And hopefully that's so attractive to people because they, like you said, they want to. We want to be known.
Mhm.
You know, we want to be loved. We want to be accepted, and so it should be like a magnet that this is possible. That kind of
Mhm.
authentic relationship is based in Christ is possible.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Right, because the person's not the magnet, right?
yeah,
It's Jesus
yeah.
who we're
That's
all
right.
being drawn to.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
And you never turn that off. It's fulfilled the most in him too, right? Like I can't idolize somebody so much that I like stop there. It's like
Right.
they're almost like the icon, right? Like the window, the image to see through and to see Jesus. But yeah, what a gift.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If it's particularly attractive to anybody listening, you can visit SOLT.net to sign up for, you can look at our missionary volunteer program that we have. You can check out the different missions that we have, learn about our history and a little more of a, well, I don't want to call myself not professional, but a little more of a beautiful website that kind of lays out what we do and who we are. And I hope that, and my prayer for those listening is that this this very real, these very real friendships that exist can bring to life. Because you look at a website and you say, like, how do I understand this? Like, what does this really mean though? What does it mean serving on teams? What does it mean? What do they really do? And people, I think, easily understand what it means to serve on mission, right? Like to serve the poor, to be in peripheries. Like, I think that is very tangible, but SOLT can be a little tricky, I think, for some people to understand. And so, like I said, my prayer is that for people listening, they can see, right? Like see, our origin stories and of our friendship, and see how the Lord has blessed us with each other, with our friendships, and what He's been able to do in our lives and as members of the society.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, my prayer too is for those who are lonely,
Mm.
whom God places people in our life uh, to draw us into a deeper, more trusting, loving communion. And hopefully, if anybody who God puts in the path, SOLT in their path, is that they experience that
Mm-hmm.
through our graced friendships. They experience that and that attractiveness and wanting to, experience that communion that we share, which is centered in Christ and in the Trinity. Sister?
Are we all saying what our prayers were? Yeah. So that's awesome. I think my prayer will be for everyone to have courage to let their hearts be stretched and to see like a little bit what you're saying, Father, like if you're lonely or just like searching, that Jesus desires to fill us, that there's always more. So whether that's in like friendship or a like vocation, a religious vocation, a marriage, Jesus always desires to fill us. And yeah, so just for the courage to let him grow that desire and not to be afraid to feel it and to know that he will fulfill it in time. So courage to wait in the stretching of our hearts would be my prayer.
Amen.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Yeah. It's always great to be with you guys again.
Yeah. It's always great to be with my dear friends, my dear friends. Thank you all for listening. God bless you. Please visit SOLT.net for more information. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share our podcast. Thanks again for tuning in.